Okay, we're gonna do a fun one, all right? I always like trying to pick some different ones, and I guess I would say a lot of objections are all treated the same way. I need to think about it, I'll get back with you, I need to go home and sleep on it. They're all escape routes, right? I mean, so I understand what's going on, they're all handled very similar. This one would be third parties. How many times do you have third party in a deal?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, love them.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna be the third party.
Second baseman.
Okay. Second baseman, third party. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
What can a third party do damage to a car deal?
We have a lot of influence.
Yes, and look, I want you to understand something. When we're done with this, do not take exactly what I say to you and use it word for word, but I want you to understand it because there could be a girlfriend, right? There could be a boyfriend, there could be a grandpa, right? I mean, you know how the tonality has to change up? Like, if this is the boyfriend and then I'm presenting her numbers and you chime in, I may handle you a little different than I would handle her grandfather. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay, because grandfathers have been in the game since they were born, right? This dude, I don't know, maybe been in the other 5 or 2, but I have a pretty good feeling he's not on the loan. You know what I'm saying? She's doing this on her own, so they're not that close. Does that make sense? So just understand as I say this to you that my goal is to give you some things to tattoo on your heart to be able to handle it. So whenever it does come up, you can understand how to handle it, and then just use your gut with the right way. I'm gonna act like the boyfriend. Is that cool?
Yeah.
And we're gonna flip around here, and you're working the deal with him. And I just want you to say, you know, hey, here's the numbers. You know, it looks great. And I want you to say, you know, hey, that looks great. And then I'm gonna try you.
Hey Daryl, so I got great news. Here's the numbers right here. You see, here's your down payment, your monthly payment. Here's the figures on the car itself. Which one works best for you?
Well, the numbers look great.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Awesome.
I wanna hold on. We need to talk about this, okay?
Well, Andy, do you need me to give you just a couple minutes? You guys can talk the price.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, we may just take these numbers and then we'll get back with you.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I mean, it is a big purchase, and I'm sure, you know, being together with her, and you guys have probably been together for a little while, right? How long have you guys been together?
How about 7 months?
7 months, man, that's awesome. I think you guys made it through the first hurdle, I think. Well, here's the good news about that. How much money were you gonna contribute for the down payment? I saw that, you know, she liked the numbers over here. Did you wanna maybe put down that extra 1,000 or 2 to help get those payments down a little bit lower, or?
We haven't talked about that
We
yet.
haven't talked about it yet, okay. Are you gonna help her make any of the payments on the car? I mean, obviously, you guys are in great shape together, making it through that first hurdle. I mean, it makes sense. I don't wanna talk about it too, if I was gonna contribute and help pay for that car. Were you guys both going on the loan together, or was it just gonna be her?
No, this is her deal.
I got you, okay. Well, I'm stopped there.
Hold up, is this real? This is as real as it gets, am I right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna flip it around, but I'm gonna tell you, when you become good at this, you'll never fear a third party again. You'll never fear a second baseman, okay? Let's move back around. Hey, good job, man. But I'm gonna tell you, there's a whole nother level in him that he can go to, that you go out and close deals, right? You up this a notch, you'll see me, I'm like, gosh, dang, man, this is like the unfair advantage.
My favorite one is when I wanna pray about it.
Well, hold on, we'll get to that one. Hold on, remember this. This right here is a third party saying, hey, this still ain't gonna fly, right? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's flip it around, okay? So you presented the numbers, right? You know, yeah, she's got her hair, she's like, hey, it looks okay, and I'm like, you know what, hold up, okay? We need to talk about this.
Well, let me ask you a question, okay? Is there anything that we need to discuss right now? You feel you gotta definitely talk about it later on?
Yeah, I mean, we're probably at this point, since you said later on, it's probably a good idea for me to get back with you.
Well, let me ask you a question. You are aware of the incentives we have right now, this month, that's going on?
Yeah,
Okay, how soon were you thinking about getting back with me?
I'm not sure. We're just gonna think about it. We appreciate you getting her numbers, but we'll get back with you.
Was there anything that you may wanna ask me regarding the numbers?
I think you did a good job.
Do you think the numbers are feasible for what you came in for?
That's what I'm gonna talk to her about.
Okay, well, if you can give me a few moments, let me see if there's anything else I can do for your business.
Okay, so hold on. So watch this,
Okay.
guys. This is the girlfriend saying any of this, or is
No.
the third baseman saying it?
Third
This-
baseman.
Dude, you gotta shut this guy up, okay? So how do you shut him up?
her.
You take them out of it, but you gotta be very carefully, because this person and this person have a relationship. They have a commitment. Obviously, this person brought them along for a reason, all right? Anybody else got any other way that they wanna handle it? Okay?
Make sure she get a great deal.
Watch. What's the first thing you do with the third baseman,
Straight.
the second baseman, whatever you call them, third party? Number one, you always compliment them. Man, you're like, gosh, why didn't I think about that? Number one, compliment him, okay? The second he says, hey, you know what? I wanna make sure you're not taking advantage of my girlfriend. I'm just making a point. That's kinda what he's saying, right? Guess what? She ain't saying it. She's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I think we're good. He's like, well, hold on, we need to talk about this, right? And at that point, you say, hey, you know what? I just wanna tell you, number one, I appreciate you. I mean, for real, I know we're social distancing, but I gotta show you that I would reach out and I'd shake his hand and say, hey, number one, I appreciate you. I wanted to tell you this earlier, but I didn't tell you this, so I feel like this is the right time to say it.
Okay.
I'm grateful for the fact that you're here. I wish that every single person that came to purchase a car had somebody here with them. So I'm really thankful that you're here with them, okay? Heck, I may even have you come up on Saturdays, so the rest of the people buying them, you can hang out with them. Is that cool?
Cool.
Okay, now I got them cool. Now I'm gonna say, and I apologize, this is probably my fault, right? What did I do? I changed it. I said, I wasn't aware that she had anybody helping her with her financial responsibilities. Okay? Are you gonna be helping with the monthly payment, the down payment, or both?
Well, like I said, we're gonna think about it.
Right, I understand that, but I was saying, are you gonna be helping with the monthly payment?
No,
the
I'm
down
not.
payment? Okay, so what I'd like to do is, obviously, she is gonna be paying for this on her own, am I right?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're here, and you're grateful, but obviously this is gonna be her vehicle. And for the first time, she needs to hear that no one else is helping her, that these are opinions. I'm taking him and complimenting him for a reason, because I'm about to shut him out for a second, but I need him to understand that I'm grateful for him, I respect him, I'm appreciative of him, but in the end, she's gonna be paying for it, all right? So guess what? I'm about to move back to her, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk to him. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna acknowledge him, but I'm not gonna talk to him because he is about to crush this dang deal, okay? And if you start trying to focus on what his needs are and what he wants, and you're not focusing on her, you've just lost your deal and you are so far off. So I always talk about this. There's a funnel, right? And I call it the objection funnel. You see this? The objection comes in, it drops down, this is where you overcome it, this is where you close it and it's done. The customer wants to take the objection outside of the funnel. Once you're outside, you're done. You're done. You can't come back into where you were. Do you want a cold customer? No ways. You know what? Sit there for a minute and argue and fight with me. Guess what? They'll get cold as ice. Even when you said, hey, let me be right back. You know what? These guys are cold. As a matter of fact, the fact that you said that you're gonna be back means that you might have been trying to make some money, so you're gonna go see if there's a better deal you could have brought. And now I'm wondering, like, see, baby, I told you there was a better deal we could have gotten. Don't you dare leave. There's no reason for it, right?
Well, the only reason I mentioned that, I was gonna go and grab a manager, because
Yeah.
he, from what I'm observing, I'm pretty much, he's cut me out, and he's ready to say, hey, let's get out of here.
Well, what happens is this, is compliment, okay? So number one, I appreciate you very much. Hey, I wanna make sure that, you know what I'm saying, my friend or my girlfriend or my granddaughter's getting the best deal possible, and I say, hey, I'm just gonna stop the deal for a second, because I wanted to say it earlier, and I didn't, so I feel like this is the right time to say it. Hey,
Great.
I'm grateful for you being here. Number one, I love having people come with people when they purchase cars because it's amazing. I feel like everybody should have somebody with them. So I wanted to tell you thank you earlier, and I thought it might have been a little weird, but now that you're talking about it, like now's the perfect time to tell you how grateful I am that you're here. Watch this. Do you think he wants to fight me? It's hard to fight somebody who's complimenting you, okay?
Maybe pissed off here.
And I'll say, and I apologize, okay? This is probably completely my fault. I wasn't aware that she had anybody helping her with her financial responsibilities. It's a very smooth statement, financial responsibilities. And I said, are you gonna be helping with the monthly payment, the down payment, or both? And the second, he'll always say, well, I wasn't helping with any of that. I'll say, okay, I understand. So you're with her, so it just needs to be something she's happy with. So with that being said, you said you were happy with everything. When did you wanna set your first payment due? Were you thinking towards the beginning of the month, the middle of the month? What's gonna work best for you and your family?
So this guy not gonna stop me no more?
I'm done. I mean, there's nothing more to talk about, and by the way, this guy's probably gonna step out now,
Either works or it doesn't.
okay? And by the way,
I got you.
you remember how I said, go ahead, Todd.
I was gonna say, well, what if he fired back and says, well, hold on,
You tried.
we wanna think about this.
Okay, so here, rotate out with Todd.
Oh, shit.
No, because listen, here, this is what I wanna do. I want you guys, I put this, my goal is to take care of any fears, insecurities, and doubts. I want them to disappear in you guys. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like sometimes you could use that with certain people, and other times you really couldn't, because I
Yes.
don't wanna come off as a bitch.
It's not coming off as a bitch, you're actually.
No, I'll come
pretty-
over.
You'll come over?
I'll come
Hey,
over.
Okay,
no,
Jeff,
no,
come over.
what I wanted, so you were in the bathroom and you missed the beginning. I said, don't take this word for word. I said, I want you to understand the theory of it, the process of it, and how it
This
handles.
is different for a grandpa, it's different for a father, it's different for a mom that might be with their son.
Or
You
a
gotta-
boyfriend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the 7-month boyfriend in here,
Right.
right, who isn't doing anything, and then you got the grandpa, right?
Right.
And then obviously at the end of the day, everybody needs to be treated a little bit differently. So what I'd like to do, when I say the words, I wasn't aware that she
I love
had
that.
anybody helping her with her financial responsibilities. That is a word that I've used in F&I for a long time when people start chiming in, and it makes people say that they aren't, so then I can go back to the ownership and I can close them. We use it in sales all the time, because the word unaware means like, hey, I apologize, I wasn't aware that she had anybody helping her with her financial responsibilities. Now, let's play it a little tough.
Okay.
Cool. And the reason why I want you to play tough is because there's no win, there's no magic way that you can do something, except for, they say like in SEAL training, like your lowest skill level is what you plays out, like when you're getting your butt beat, you know what I'm saying? So you have to find skill and then learn it and practice it, and then when you're under fire, you know, you hopefully you don't break, okay? And by the way, when you're saying stuff, watch this. So, like, ask me what my best price is.
What's your best price on this?
What'd I just do? I swallowed. That right there will get you a lost deal real fast. Your body language, without even saying something, right, will change everything. I wanted to show you that, like, as we talk, it's very important, that you keep eye contact, don't break it, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And watch this. Let me explain something to you. I may be across the desk right here, and I may be working a deal with him, and he may say something, and I may get up and grab my chair and move it around and come right here and sit right here next to him. The reason why is that he can say no across the desk from me, but he can't say no right here. I'm not gonna let him. I always say, if you're an arm's length, if I can put my arms around you, I can control the way you think. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand that?
You guys laugh at me when I roll up right next to him.
Yes, reposition yourself, I swear, okay? Because some people, they feel disconnected, and that's okay. But humans were made to feel close to people, all right? Sometimes it's not invading your space, okay? I know it's coronavirus, I know it's all this stuff. You guys wearing masks, you got stuff. You guys come around, I swear. Look, you've been riding a test drive with them the whole time. I mean, I'm just saying, come around. If somebody does something, come around and get close to them. So we can go back to we'll treat it like a grandpa. Is that cool?
Okay. Right.
And, but I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
And then I'll help. So I'm gonna be the grandpa, okay?
Okay.
And let's say the numbers are on the table, right? And go ahead and present them to him.
So, here's your numbers on the Forerunner you're looking at. So you got down payment, monthly payment. Pick which one suits you best.
I kinda like this one right here.
We may wanna shop around just a little bit.
Okay. Well, look, I totally understand that. By the way, I really appreciate you and hell, I forgot what you said.
No,
I said, look, hey, I really understand that now. Earlier, I had no idea, and that's my fault. I was unaware that she had somebody helping her with the financial responsibilities of the loan, so or the deal.
No, I'm not gonna be helping her. I just wanna make sure she's getting the best deal.
Well, look, I want to compliment you on that because I wish more and more people would do that more because it makes my job easier actually. Because I gotta tell you, if I got both you here and I win you over, I got another guy that's going to give me a referral and send me business, right?
Right.
So I think that's going to be pretty cool. So I get more people. But look, I understand that you want to make sure that your granddaughter gets the best deal, and I would too if I was in your shoes. I mean, heck, if I had my son here, I'd be acting just the way you were. But is there something that I've done wrong and not explained the deal correctly, or by not maybe including you? Or does she have the final decision, but you're just here to make sure that it's a good deal for her, so you feel comfortable? So, because I understand that, I mean, sometimes she may not feel comfortable if grandpa doesn't, right?
Right. Okay, now, see, I love that. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. I feel involved. I feel like I'm a part of the deal. When you feel like you're a part of the deal, guess what? Even if it's not making the decision on the numbers, you have to feel important. When people act up, it's because they don't feel attention. Whenever kids act up, why? Because they're trying to get attention. I want you to understand this. That's why I compliment first. Anytime somebody starts acting up, you've left them out. For real. You've left them out. You didn't mean to. You've left them out. I know it's for this person. You have to show this person massive attention. At this time, stop the deal. Don't talk about numbers. Don't ask, are they okay with everything? That immediately allows that person to chime in on the objection. Don't let them have a say in this deal. Take it completely out. So I would use something along the lines of like, first of all, look at, I'm gonna explain this to you. So I've been there for a lot of people when they have purchased stuff, whether it's grandpa, mom, dad, best friend, boyfriend, whatever. I'm grateful for it, I'm thankful for you, okay? So you're her grandfather, you've been with her her entire life.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, before I came out here, I made sure that I scrolled down through every incentive line. I had her trade looked at 3 times. By the way, that's never happened. We don't look at trades 3 times. But because I told my sales managers that they needed to make sure that I had the best deal because I got grandpa with me, right?
Yeah.
I made them look at it a second time, which gave us another $250 on the trade, okay? So I appreciate the fact that you're here, I'm grateful for you, and I've pushed for the best deal possible. So have I offended you in any way by giving your granddaughter the best price up front?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Awesome, thank you guys, thank you, I appreciate you, thank you so much, and I'll just move on. And that's the deal. There's no silver bullet, there's no magic trick.
Slick.
You know what I'm saying? And so now that I told him what I did, the extra work behind the scenes that maybe he hadn't have seen, do you think that people know what you're doing when you're not with them? No. The best thing you can tell is tell your people actually what you're doing. You know why? Because, okay, people paint a picture in their head how things are gonna go. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And when they're waiting on you to bring back numbers, what did they think? Do you think they're painting a positive picture or a negative picture?
Negative.
Negative.
Right. So do you want to change it and paint a positive picture for them?
Yes.
How can you do that? Tell them what's going on and paint the picture.
You do that with everybody when you come out, hey,
Look,
sorry it
that-
took me
that
so
was-
long, here's why.
That was great, cause it's like, hey, look, you know, I'm in the business, I mean, cause you can put it back on yourself and say, whether it's anybody in here, you say, look, I'm in the business and I get it. I get asked by my friends a lot to go with them, cause, you know, not everybody wants Toyota, as much as I'd love to have it, but I get asked for them, hey, I found this great car for my daughter, would you come with me? Sometimes on my day off, I've attended a lot of things, so I totally get what you're doing,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that. So I want you to know, I've got enough experience, I knew your grandpa, I knew that you've been with her, I knew you were gonna do what you were doing, so I want you to know, man, I had my trade done 3 times, I already told them, I double, triple check the incentives, so I don't want any mistakes. I don't wanna go, oh crap, we forgot $500, or I did this, so that's why we got what we got. So I knew, boss, look, I don't wanna go back and forth, I want the best deal possible. I got grandpa here, and I don't wanna tackle grandpa, cause he's probably gonna beat me, he's got a lot more experience, right?
Yeah.
So do you have an objection with me bringing out the best deal possible in front of your grandpa?
So perfect what he just said and say, have I offended you?
Right. Have I offended you by bringing out the best deal up front?
That's
Or
it.
did you wanna go back and forth?
No, but see, but if you just say, have I offended you in any way by bringing you my best deal up front? And then I would say, in any way.
Yeah, okay. Have I offended you by bringing out the best deal up front in any way?
And then just be quiet. And what's he gonna say, yes? No, he'll say no, and you say, thank goodness. You reach your hand out, okay? Just like that. And I'm telling you,
She's already done, she already told you which one.
this is how, and by the way, once he's cool, she's done,
Yeah.
okay? Even if it's more than she wanted to pay, he's done. She's done now, okay? This is what negotiating looks like, and these are the hard conversations that most trainers don't teach people. Nobody wants to talk about this stuff. You guys got me coming in, talking about road to the sale, doing a walk around out in the showroom. Look, man, what I wanna do is I wanna take the things that you're afraid of, and I wanna get rid of them. That's it. That's my #1 goal. And if I can do that, that's something that no one did for me when I was selling. So that's my #1 to do with salespeople, because a lot of the times your customers do love you, which is why you work here. They love you. But the last 10% of the time when you're collecting 100% of the money, you're either not there because you've made a mistake out on the lot by saying something silly or not handling something right, or you are here now and you have the right to go, earn your money. Look, people are running around with $1,000 cell phones paying $250 a month in payments on them. That's insane. Okay? 10 years ago they were free and they were $50 for payments. But people want a better deal on cars. Listen, do you think cell phone salespeople negotiate down, or do you think it is what it is?
That's what it is.
It is what it is.
And guess what? They close you because you feel like there's no more room. You feel like there's not, you can't even ask for a deal. So when negotiating on cars, a lot of people feel like that negotiation bell goes off and like now's the time to ask for my deal. Why? Because I got it on my last one. I got it on the one before that. And then when I said that the price was too high, the salesman danced around in his seat, right? And then what happened? And then he gave me a better deal. He just wasn't ready for it. So I don't even have to be great at negotiating and just try a salesman on to get a better deal. I can just be stubborn for a minute. But guess what happens? If you run across somebody who's good at their job, you can't play that card with them. And you buy, and they ended up selling you a vehicle, but you feel at peace about it. You're not actually upset about it. When the bell went off and you asked for the deal, they handled it right, and you said okay. And then you bought it, you paid more money for it. This is America, people spend money like crazy. A lot of people spend money on useless crap all the freaking time, am I right?
Mhm.
They'll go through a damn drive-thru and spend $50 on Taco Bell. Okay, but they won't give you 50 more on payment. Are you kidding me? But you can't say that. So we have to be so good at our job, and the cool thing about it is that we know that these people are going to be negotiating with other people that they've left those stores or that they've seen before in the past. And when we're so good at our job, guess what? They'll say yes every time and pass go with us.